Aren't you surprised to see me? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a minute since I've been here, but I'm coming on just to share some very important information with y'all. And I'm on today only because, you know, I comb my hair a little bit and all that good stuff, and this doesn't happen every day, but that's not what this video is about. I'm in Jamaica and I have some information that I think will help my colleagues and others who are planning on returning to the island, and of course returning permanently. So yes, I have decided to move back to Jamaica. So I'm no longer teaching in the US. I'm here in JA. I'm here in the hot sun. As you can see, I'm so darky, and you know, but it is what it is. I'm enjoying it. All right, so I recently moved back to Jamaica to stay here permanently because of many reasons, but as I mentioned before, this is not what this video is about. I'm going to share some information with you on the process of moving back home as it relates to you know, shipping and customs and all that good stuff that I know will be of some help to you. All right, if you see me looking down, it's because I've made little jottings here and there so that I don't miss the important things that I really want to say to you. And of course, I'm using my phone, so the video might not be, you know, top quality. But anyway, well, where do I start? Let me see. All right, so the first thing is, of course, you have to make that decision that you're actually coming home permanently. And if you have decided to do that, then you can apply for the duty-free concessions on personal or household effects and a motor vehicle, of course, through the JC. And the JC is the Jamaica Customs Agency, of course. Now, let me just give you a quick summary of what that looks like, or what you're required to have, or how you become eligible for this status, so that if you don't have the time to watch the entire video, you still have an idea of what I'll be sharing in the video itself. All right, so you must be 18 years or older, right? If you're applying for this returning resident status. Of course, you can be a student, yes, but I'm just going to share what I know. So I don't know about the student part of it so much. I'm just going to share what I know. You must have lived abroad for at least 3 consecutive years to apply for this. You must be returning home permanently as well. And if you have met all those requirements, then the next step is for you to register on the JCA website. I'll put the details in the description section, so you can just do a quick click and get to that website. You apply under the returning residents section, and that will allow you to like upload required documents and get your approval, and so on. You will of course need proof of your residency abroad, wherever you're at. You'll also need proof of your intent to return to the island permanently. This is a one-time exemption as well, so you can't get this over and over. You get it once and that's it. You can only be a returning resident once, right? If you're returning as a couple, you're also considered one unit, so you can only get one approval, right? If you're returning separately but you're returning within 3 years, if you're returning separately but within 3 years, it is still considered one unit, so it's only one exemption that you will be given. I think your spouse is able to get a separate exemption if he or she is returning later than 3 years after you, but you can check that out. Don't take my word for it. All right, You will also need, more than likely, you will need a broker depending on what you're sending home. So depending on the quantity and the value of what you're sending home, an easy way to get through customs and deal with all that paperwork may be for you to get a broker or have your shipping company do it if they are willing to do so. All right, so okay, so that's basically just a wrap up or shortened version of what I'll be talking about. Now, so you've decided to return to this beautiful island. What you need to do is to visit jca.gov.jm, right? That's the website. And when you visit that website, it will provide you with info on whether you're eligible for the returning resident concession. So it gives you all the information that you require, what the requirements are, what proof you have to provide, what documents you can use, and all that good stuff. It's the first thing on the page, so it's not a lot of work, right? Now, when you scroll down to the returning resident section, you'll fill out a form, and that form is pretty short. It requires you to just add your first name, middle name, last name, and your email address. That's the first step. You submit that form, and after submitting that form, you're immediately sent a confirmation email of that submission. And in that email, you will be asked to confirm whether you intend to fill out or apply for the returning resident status or not. So it's a quick yes or no. If it's yes, you hit yes, and then within an hour, you get another email. In this email, they will provide you with your username. So yes, the customs agency provides you with your username and your password, right? You're not allowed to do those on your own. So when you get that email with that information, you will also get a link in the same email that takes you to a Microsoft form, and that's the form you will fill out. That's basically the application form. You will provide all your personal information, and you will also attach upload and attach the documents that are required for the proof of residency wherever you are, and the proof of your intent to return home, and so on. Everything is done on that form. After submitting that form, so before I even say that, so for me personally, after filling out the form, putting in my personal information and stuff for the proof, I provided them with a copy of my passport information page, right? I provided them with my Jamaican TRN. I also got a letter of resignation, and that is proof that I really intend to return home permanently, because who's going to be abroad and you resign from your job and just sit there like, you know what I mean, right? So the resignation letter, I hope you're not seeing how much I'm sweating. I'm sweating a lot. It's very hot here, right? But ignore that. Stick to the information. So resignation letter, letter from my job indicating my tenure as well. That's, how long I've been working there and all that. I also got a letter that was signed by what you call a JP here. I don't remember what they call them. Notary Public. Yes. That was signed and stamped by JP or NP, whatever they call them wherever you're at, indicating that I've been living in the country, living abroad for at least 3 years. Okay, so I did that as well. Ignore my I did all of this on February 3. So I want you to pay attention to the dates too, because when I was there, and that's why it's important for you to do your own research. When I was there, I came across this whole returning residence thing, and I was searching for information. There's this one channel with a lot of information on, returning to Jamaica and all that. This lady, I don't remember what her name is, but she does have some good information there, some good videos. I'll probably link her channel in my description as well. And from her experience, it took her quite a while for her to go through this process. Luckily for me, it was quite different. So pay attention to the dates that I'm about to give you. I did this application on February 3. I sent in my initial documents on February 3 as well. I received a response on February 13th. That's like, what, 10 days in? And this response came from the supervisor at the customs agency. She was requesting proof of my address in Jamaica because I did not provide anything with that. There are so many things that you can use, utility bills, and so on. I used my property title. So you can use your property title, you can use a JPS bill, NWC bill, a letter from someone you're renting the house from, if that's your situation. But whatever proof you have of your address in Jamaica, they also need it. So I sent my property title, and on the same day, on the 13th of February, they responded and gave me a provisional approval, right? Now, this provisional approval is given prior to you getting a full approval. The full approval isn't given until you've arrived in Jamaica and submitted additional documents. And what they'll ask you for upon your arrival is your passport page with the landing stamp, right? Or the kiosk receipt that you get when you use those little machines. You also have to provide your boarding pass or your itinerary. And you must provide your TRN as well. Now, you'll upload all these, so you don't have to visit any offices or anything. You'll just upload all these documents and send them by email to rru@jca.gov.jm. That's rru@jca.gov.jm. Now, so I did that when I arrived in Jamaica, and that was like on the 18th. So provisional approval on the 13th. I arrived here on the 18th, supplied them with the documents that were required, the additional documents that were required. And I think, let me check my little paper to see what else I did. I'm sorry. I knew I wouldn't remember, so I wrote it down. Right? Yes, and on the 20th, so that's like 2 days after, yes, I got full approval. Now bear in mind that all the documents must be sent in PDF format, and at some point through the communication, they'll also send you a list of things that you're allowed to bring, that you're entitled to. It's called an entitlement list, I think. And that will guide you in terms of the amount, right? In terms of the amount of each item that you are getting the exemption for, put it that way, that you'll be, that you can pretty much take in without having to pay the customs duty for it. That's it. All right, so let us backtrack. Provisional approval on the 13th. On the 18th, I arrived, sent in my documents. By the 20th, I got full approval. And now with this full approval, bear in mind that you have to use it within 6 months. So I arrived here in February. My approval will last until August. So everything that comes down in your name, as long as it is within the limits of what they approve or allow, you won't end up paying the customs duty for it. All right, and I'll get into that some more in a little bit. So that's what happened. No, it is highly, so you don't have to do anything else after that except wait for your shipment to arrive. I actually started shipping even before I applied for the returning resident status, because I think I sent off my shipment on the, when was that? Maybe the 3rd of, or no, earlier in February. But my last shipment was sent off on the 17th of February, right? And I'll tell you exactly what I shipped. I don't mean the contents because it's a whole lot. I shipped out the whole America. Anyway, so you will need, I'm saying that to say you will need a broker. If you're shipping down as many things as I did, then you will need a broker to make the process easier for you, because you know how customs can get, right? If you're just shipping down 1 or 2 items, then of course you don't need to do that. You just wait for your items, wait for your shipment, and you go ahead and clear it there. I shipped 4 barrels. Let me start with the biggest thing. I shipped a crate that is made out of plyboard. What I did was to go to the shipping company, pay the men there to make the crate, provided the materials, right, to make the crate. The crate is 8 feet, 8 by 4 by 4, right? And I packed as many things as I could in that one crate, and they did their thing, screwed it, and did their thing, put it together, secured it, and sent that off. So that's one large crate. Then I sent 4 barrels. I sent 4 large boxes. These boxes are large. They hold more than the barrel does, right? I sent 3 other small boxes. Well, not small, but smaller than the ones that I've just described. And I sent, I think that's pretty much it, right? I did not have to, let's not focus on the contents of those containers for now, because that's a whole different kettle of fish. So 4 barrels, 4 large boxes, 3 small boxes, 1 8 by 4 by 4 crate, right? And I sent the last one off on the 17th of February, and by March 10th I was notified that they were ready for pickup. So they got here within 2 days. I used Furtado, I think that's how it is pronounced, shipping company in New York. They're pretty easy to deal with, very reasonable as well. Now for all those I paid $1,567 to the shipping company to send them off. So $1,567 for everything, crate, the barrels, everything, right? When they got here, so for pickup, I haven't picked them up as yet because I'm still dealing with the broker at present. I reached out to the broker like yesterday, so I'll be able to pick them up by about Monday. Today is Friday, right? When it gets to Jamaica, you will pay what is known as the office fees, office charges. So those are different from the customs duty. Those are different from customs charges. The customs duty will depend on the contents of your containers. So that's when you go there, they'll do their search. They'll check to see if you are outside of what is allowed. So for example, if they allow you 2 television sets and you have 3, they will charge you for the 3rd one. That's how it works, right? So if you stay within the limits of what they allow, you don't have the customs fee to pay. Now for the crate, the office fee is 70,600 Jamaican dollars, right? And for everything else, so the barrels, the boxes, all that, it's 46,700 Jamaican dollars. Good. So that's the fee I am sure about to date. When I go there to pick up my things, that's when I will know what additional charges I have to face, of course. And as I said before, that depends on what I have in my containers when they check it, if they find anything that is not allowed and all that. You can also find a list of the things that they allow on their website. I do remember a few. So I remember that you're allowed like 1 sofa, you're allowed I think 2 double beds, I think you're allowed 1 king size or queen size bed, you're allowed 4 dressers, you're allowed is it 2 or 4 nightstands, like 1 iron, you're allowed kitchen stools, but there are a number of things, and the quantity. And of course my phone ran out of space storage, so yeah. So I was saying the quantities are listed there. You just have to stay within the limits and you'll be fine. If you do that, then you're pretty much just paying the office charges. You are not going to pay much more. All right, that's it. That's what I have for now, I think, in terms of important details. But like I mentioned before, I haven't collected my things as yet, so I'll make another video to share that information with you. I'll give you a rundown of the things that I shipped, specific things that I shipped, and and of course what I end up paying for the customs duty if I do pay anything. So that's pretty much it for today. If you stayed for the duration of the video, thank you so much. And if you, well, it doesn't make sense for me to say anything else, because if you didn't stay, you're not here right now, right? But yeah, join me in another video and I'll give you share with you more of my experience and give you some information that will do you well, just in case you're planning to come home like me. All right, big up on yourself. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.